future of Kashmir. Perspectives from both sides. To the point of history marked by unyielding conflict, remarkable resilience, and a relentless quest for identity. From its storied past to its present struggles, Kashmir continues to be shaped by the determination of its people, with the region's youth emerging as a beacon of hope amid. In this exploration, we'll traverse Kashmir's historical milestones, its enduring political struggles, and the transformative influence of its young voters. These resilient individuals, stepping boldly into leadership roles and active political participation, hold the potential to redefine Kashmir's future. Through this lens, we aim to shed light on the challenges, aspirations, and possibilities that drive this dynamic region forward. Welcome to the Global Insight. The roots of Kashmir's intricate geopolitical narrative trace back to 1846 with the establishment of the princely state under Maharaja Gulab Singh. This was formalized through the Treaty of Amritsar, a pivotal agreement between the British Empire and Gulab Singh. In exchange for a payment of 7.5 million rupees, Singh secured control over Kashmir, effectively aligning the region with British colonial interests. This transaction not only set the stage for the region's contentious future, but also laid bare its strategic and economic allure. Kashmir's breathtaking landscapes and abundant resources make it a coveted prize, attracting the gaze of colonial powers and neighbouring states alike. Yet beneath its natural beauty lay a society rife with socio-political complexities. The early history of the princely state was characterized by a delicate balancing act between maintaining regional autonomy and navigating British rule. This duality set the foundation for the intricate power dynamics that would shape Kashmir's destiny in the decades to follow. The geopolitical stakes surrounding Kashmir escalated dramatically in 1947 during the partition of British India into the newly formed nations of India and Pakistan. This monumental division presented princely states with the pivotal choice: align with India, join Pakistan, or retain independence. At the helm of Kashmir during this period was Maharaja Hari Singh, who sought to preserve Kashmir's independence amidst mounting pressure from both sides. However, the situation took a critical turn when tribal militias from Pakistan invaded Kashmir, aiming to annex the region by force. Facing an imminent threat, Maharaja Hari Singh sought urgent military aid from India. This request came with a condition: Kashmir would have to formally accede to India. On October 26, 1947, the instrument of accession was signed, placing Kashmir under Indian jurisdiction and paving the way for Indian troops to repel the invasion. The move, though strategically vital for the Maharaja, ignited the First Indo-Pakistani War, embedding Kashmir as a central and contentious issue in the region's geopolitics. The demarcation effectively divided Kashmir into two regions, one administered by India comprising Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh, and the other controlled by Pakistan, including Azad Jammu and Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. While this point for conflict and unrest. Over the decades, it has witnessed repeated skirmishes, cross-border shelling, and armed insurgencies, further entrenching hostility between India and Pakistan. The unresolved status of Kashmir continues to serve as a potent symbol of their broader geopolitical rivalry, with the LOC standing as a physical and ideological frontier between two competing visions for the region's future. And during the Kargil conflict of 1999. The latter was particularly significant as it brought the two nuclear-armed nations into direct military confrontation over strategic peaks in the Kargil district. Despite international efforts to mediate, these conflicts not only exacerbated hostilities, but also left an indelible scar on the region's socio-political fabric. Each war has deepened the mistrust between the two nations, reinforcing their competing territorial claims over Kashmir. With thousands of lives lost and millions affected, the historical wars have kept Kashmir entrenched as a contentious flashpoint, perpetuating a cycle of instability and underlining the region's precarious position in South Asian geopolitics. By the late 1980s, Kashmir became engulfed in a violent insurgency driven by a complex interplay of political aspirations and external influences. Demands for self-determination intensified, with various militant groups emerging on the scene. Some factions called for complete independence, while others sought integration with Pakistan. This insurgency transformed the region into a battlefield, resulting in a tragic toll that, as reported by the BBC in 2023, has seen tens of thousands of lives lost, with countless civilians having endured the harsh consequences of conflict. Caught in the crossfire between militant groups and Indian security forces, the people of Kashmir have faced immeasurable suffering. Reports of human rights violations, forced disappearances and civilian casualties highlight the humanitarian crisis stemming from decades of unrest. Despite efforts to quell the insurgency, the enduring violence has kept peace a distant aspiration. In August 2019, the Indian government took a bold and controversial step by revoking Article 370, a constitutional provision granting special autonomy to Jammu and Kashmir. This decision stripped the region of its unique privileges, such as the ability to enact its own laws, and brought it under direct central governance. The revocation also bifurcated the state into two union territories, Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, cementing New Delhi's administrative control. While proponents of the move argued that it was necessary for national integration and economic development, it intensified unrest on the ground. Widespread protests erupted, accompanied by a heavy military presence and prolonged communication blackouts. It was reported in the Indian Express in 2024 that international observers, including organisations like the UN, raised concerns over human rights violations and the suppression of civil liberties. Recent events underscore the fragility of peace in the region. According to an Al Jazeera report in 2024, in November of 2024, gunmen attacked and killed 7 workers involved in a strategic infrastructure project near Sonamarg, an incident attributed to militants opposing Indian governance. The LOC remains volatile, with skirmishes and political rhetoric keeping tensions high, as India and Pakistan remain locked in their unwavering claims over this contested territory. Against the backdrop of conflict and political uncertainty, young voters are asserting themselves as a transformative force in Kashmir's electoral process. In the late 2024 elections, voter turnout surged to an impressive 65.58%, with young voters playing a leading role in this remarkable engagement. According to Business Today and the Press Information Bureau in 2024, this marked a renewed sense of political agency among the region's youth, who are increasingly aware of their ability to shape the future through democratic participation. This shift in political consciousness reflects a demographic determined to move beyond the entrenched narratives of division and conflict. By stepping up to the ballot box, these young voters are signalling a demand for leaders who understand and prioritize their needs, including stability, economic opportunity, and civic representation. Adding to this political momentum, a new generation of leaders is stepping into the fray, challenging entrenched political hierarchies. Many young candidates have successfully contested elections against seasoned political figures, demonstrating a fresh perspective that resonates with voters. Tariq Mir, a 29-year-old candidate from Baramulla, exemplifies this shift. His campaign focused on tangible local issues such as job creation and infrastructure development, challenges that directly affect the daily lives of the region's citizens. These emerging leaders represent a powerful counter-narrative to the often stagnant political status quo. By addressing grassroots concerns with innovative solutions, they've become symbols of hope for a population yearning for representation that aligns with their aspirations. For many in Kashmir, these young leaders embody a future that is rooted in progress and empowerment. The aspirations of young voters in Kashmir underscore a collective demand for meaningful change. According to the Kashmir Observer in 2024, they prioritise candidates who address local issues like education and employment while emphasising community welfare over personal gain when voting. This focus on practical and community-oriented governance highlights the evolving political priorities of a generation eager to bridge the gap between regional challenges and effective solutions. Despite this surge of engagement, significant hurdles remain. While recent elections have created opportunities for local governance after years of direct rule from New Delhi, local leaders face severe limitations on their authority. As noted by Foreign Policy in 2024, these restrictions undermine their ability to enact substantive reforms, leaving young voters with a mix of cautious optimism and frustration. Nevertheless, their determination to push for a more representative and accountable political system remains unwavering. The emergence of young voters and leaders in Kashmir presents a compelling opportunity to redefine the region's political trajectory.
In the shadow of what happened on the 5th of August 2019, I think has given fresh voters, young voters, a new impetus to come out and make their voices heard.
Their active participation and growing influence in leadership roles have injected fresh energy into the electoral landscape. According to Al Jazeera in 2024, recent Legislative Assembly resolutions demanding restoration of partial autonomy highlight the enduring struggle for self-governance, a priority for many within the region.
जम्मू कश्मीर में आपने लोगों को वोट देने का जो है अपनी हुकूमत चुनने का मौका दिया और आज इस बात का नतीजा है कि वज़ीर आला की हैसियत से मैं आज इस प्रोग्राम में शिरकत करके आपसे बात कर रहा हूं.
This new wave of political consciousness has the potential to transform not only the region's governance but also its broader societal fabric. By advocating for solutions that align with local needs and aspirations, young leaders and voters are paving the way for a future that balances progress with a respect for Kashmir's unique identity. Their actions could serve as a catalyst for greater regional stability, fostering dialogue and rebuilding trust in democratic institutions. Despite the optimism surrounding this generational shift, formidable challenges loom on the horizon. Kashmir's political environment remains heavily influenced by a persistent military presence and stringent restrictions on civil liberties. According to Amnesty International in 2024, these constraints continue to limit the region's political and social freedoms, making the path to meaningful reform exceedingly difficult. For young leaders, navigating this complex landscape will require strategic resilience and a commitment to inclusive governance. Building trust among diverse communities and mobilizing grassroots support will be essential to overcoming systemic obstacles. Moreover, addressing pressing issues like unemployment, education, and infrastructure will test their ability to translate aspirations into actionable change.
मैम ये सही बात है कि बदलाव तो नजर आ रहा है, लेकिन मैं आपको एक बात बताऊं कि यहाँ जो यूथ में एक प्रॉब्लम है कि अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट यहाँ ज्यादा है. कोई 30 साल हो गए या 35 साल हो गए यहाँ बहुत इतनी देर अनरेस्ट रही ये रियासत. इस हिसाब से हम यही कहेंगे कि बार बार ऐसा करने से थोड़ा चेंज आ रहा.
While the road ahead is fraught with challenges, the determination of Kashmir's youth to shape a brighter future remains a powerful source of hope. Kashmir's geopolitical landscape is a testament to its resilience and complexity, shaped by a rich history and ongoing struggles for self-determination. From the turbulent years of partition to the current challenges of governance and conflict, the region's story is one of profound transformation and unyielding spirit. Amid this backdrop, the rising influence of its youth offers a glimmer of hope. Their increasing engagement in political processes and leadership roles signifies a shift towards a more inclusive and representative future for all Kashmiris. As Kashmir's youth assert their voices in governance, they confront the dual challenge of addressing local issues while navigating broader political tensions. Yet their determination to effect meaningful change underscores the potential for progress, even in the face of adversity. Their journey holds lessons not only for the region, but also for a global audience watching the unfolding story of Kashmir with keen interest. That's it from the team at The Global Insight for now. We want to hear what you think. How do you see the role of youth shaping the future of Kashmir? What impact do you think that recent changes in governance have had on the region's stability? And how does Kashmir's story resonate with other geopolitical struggles worldwide? And as always, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel here at the Global Insight. And until next time, stay tuned.